All right, what's up, guys? This is Tom Taylor with South China Morning Post, SCMP Martial Arts, hanging out in Manila with a woman I think most of Manila loves, Jackie Buntan. You got a big fight coming up this weekend at 1 on Prime Video 5. Very exciting fight. Before we get into that, though, I mean, I know you have a real connection with this place. This is where your mother's from. I think you said last time was your first time here when you were here for Warrior Series. How does it feel to be back here to fight?
Oh man, I'm really excited to be back here, and it's only my second time here. And you know, my whole family were born and raised here. My mom, my dad, my sisters. I was the only one, born and raised in the U.S. So being able to come back here and compete for all the Filipino fans, it's really special to me. I'm excited.
Have you been, feeling the love on the ground? Have you been recognized? People swarming you?
A couple people, but I'm no diva. I'm not. I don't have an issue if I don't get recognized. I'm just happy to be here in the Philippines and happy to be fighting, in the Philippines.
Yeah, and last time you were here, you told me you had your mom with you. Is she here with you this time too?
No, she's not here. She really wanted to come. Mostly, probably my whole family, my sisters, my mom, my dad. They all wanted to tag along, but holiday season's kind of hard with travel right now.
Of course. Well, you do have a great support system here. Your friend Janet Todd's on the same card. I was trying to remember, is this the first time you guys have been on the same card?
So when I made my debut in February 2021, she was technically in that, we flew together, traveled together, but she, at the time they were filming shows ahead of time. So she was on a different show, but we were able to fly together, have the same camp and stuff. But being on the same card, both representing America, we're stoked. We're so excited about it.
Yeah, I assume there's kind of some benefits and challenges to that, perhaps. I mean, have you found this to be an exciting experience being on the same card as her? Is it a little bit stressful because you're worrying about each other? I mean, what's the dynamic like?
No, not stressful at all. I think just because we've known each other for so long and we've been training together for so long, and we've had one fight event where we're here together in February 2021. We kind of are in sync with everything. I think it's kind of nice having a teammate, another friendly face, another familiar face. I mean, here with you, it kind of makes things a little bit more, takes more stress off, I think.
So how closely were you guys working together for this fight? I mean, you've got the same date in the same place, ramping up in the same way. Were you training every day? I mean, what's the training been like?
Yeah, I mean, even without a fight camp, we're training every day. We're our main training partners. We have a whole solid team there at Boxing Works. But yeah, no, we're training every day, drilling every day, pads, sparring. We have multiple sparring partners as well, but we're in it together, really.
That's amazing. Before we get into your fight, I wanted to ask you a bit about hers. She's obviously unifying the title with Alicia. What do you guys think of Alicia? What has the preparation been like for her?
No, I know Janet agrees, but I think Alicia's a great fighter. She comes from a great camp as well. I know Janet doesn't take her lightly, and I forget how long she's been out of the circle, but I know she's coming in hungry and eager and ready to keep this belt. But I know Janet's coming in just about the same tenacity and drive to get this belt, to be the atomweight world champion. But I'm really excited for this fight. I think they both have strengths, but I think Janet has an answer and a solution to whatever's in front of her.
What's the key for Janet in this one, you think? Is it speed? Is it counters? I mean, where does she win this fight?
I mean, what does Janet not have, right? It's a bit of what Janet already has: speed, IQ, counters, all that, but also just being able to stop that forward pressure. If she can't stop it, she's going to be able to meet it and run her into things, I think.
You mentioned the IQ. I mean, we all know about her day job. She's got to be one of the smartest fighters out there, right?
100% I agree. I mean, aerospace engineer and two-time world champion. No one can compare to that.
Yeah, she's putting us all to shame.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your fight, Amber Kitchen, another very popular fighter. I mean, what are your thoughts on her?
I think she's a good fighter. I don't take her lightly either. We're both coming off a loss. I think she has a good foundation as a fighter. But yeah, she had a big kind of hiatus before her last fight with Deandra. But I don't think that matters. It's just I think we have a solid game plan, solid strategy, and I feel confident in my ability and my skill set to go through with it on Saturday night.
It'd be your first fight back since the fight with Smila. Crazy fight. Obviously didn't go your way in the end, but a really great fight. Disappointed at all that you weren't able to get back in there sooner?
Disappointed. I'm not extremely heated about it. I let them know. I'm like, hey, I'm ready. Kind of beginning of summer, end of summer, I mean. But it's no big deal that I couldn't get in there earlier. I'm here now. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and I guess the silver lining is if you'd fought earlier, you may have ended up in Singapore or something instead. Now you get to fight in Manila.
Yeah, now I'm here in Manila, so it's a really special card, and here in Manila on an Amazon Prime card, so it's like best of both worlds for me being Filipino American.
Are you feeling any, like, I don't want to say pressure, but are you kind of feeling the different vibe fighting on this Prime card? It's obviously a huge platform. It's a little bit different than the fights you've had previously in one.
100%. I mean, I think at first when I signed the contract and we knew it was an Amazon Prime card, I kind of was like, okay, this is kind of a big deal. But as camp progressed, I just was like, it's just another fight. It's another thing that I've been training to do for like how long now, So I don't really worry about the magnitude of the event. I just worry about the things I need to do in order to be successful at the end of the day.
I would say the fact that one puts you on a Prime card too is an indication that they think very highly of you, right? They expect people to tune in for you. Is that sort of the sense you get as well?
100%. I mean, I like to remain humble, but I'm confident in my skill set, my ability, and I know people are fans of me and my fighting style. So yeah, I feel honored to represent Americans and Filipino Americans on a U.S. Amazon Prime card.
People love your fighting style for sure, especially me. I'm always blabbing about how sick your fights are. I wanted to ask you a bit about Smila. She also hasn't fought since that fight you guys had. Are you surprised at all that she hasn't been defending her belt? What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, I really don't know. It's kind of whoever's agenda, right? I don't know if she was out from injury or if she was just kind of taking some time off because she got a belt. But she's so young. I'm sure she's going to be back and active next year. I'm curious to see who it's going to be, given I'm sure it's going to be a title defense. But yeah, I definitely have my eyes on it still because I'm still looking for that rematch. Still looking to get my way back into the championship circle.
Mm-hmm. There aren't a lot of contenders in this weight class at the moment. If you get back in there this weekend, win again, is it possible you think that you'll just jump right back into a title shot against her?
I think it's possible, but I also think it's, I'm a big believer good things take time. Like, if they want to give it to me right away, sure, that's great. If they want to give me like 2 more fights, 3 more fights, and 3-rounder fights, I'm fine with that as well, because at the end of the day, more experience is better for me, makes me a better fighter, better athlete.
Right, but the confidence hasn't wavered. You're still certain you're going to get that belt at some point?
100% certain. I think I have to, you have to back yourself always, as an athlete, especially in combat sports. You always have to back yourself.
All right, well, let's wrap it up here. Tell the people how you're going to win this week.
I'm going to win in Jackie B fashion with, good IQ, speed, tenacity, strength, and just you'll see a better Jackie B this Friday.